Hi guys, so we're doing our lesson virtually today. I have to be out, so I appreciate you guys being flexible with this. So we're going to talk about other ways to get paid. So piecework and commissions. So piecework might be something you would do in like a factory, and we'll talk about that. And then commissions is if you are getting paid by what you sell. So our warm-up question, so it says if Brian works over 8 hours in a day, he earns time and a half for any hours over 8. If you work the following hours this week, he's paid $14 per hour, how much will he make? I might right away figure out what our overtime pay is. So I'm gonna do 14, so 14 per hour is his normal pay. His overtime is 14 times 1.5, so it's going to be $21. So that's his overtime pay. I'm going to use that just so I don't have to keep doing it. So in terms of our Monday, he works 10 hours, so 8 hours he gets the normal pay, and then for 2 of those hours, over 8, he's going to get 21. For Tuesday, for 8 hours, he's going to get $14. And then for 3 hours, he'll get that overtime pay. Wednesday, he only works the normal amount of hours, so he just gets his normal pay. And then same thing here, it's the same as that day. And so, forgive me if I do any math wrong, just fix it if needed. So I kind of multiplied and then added those together. And then he gets a total of $616 for that week. So hopefully that's what you guys got as well. So that's talking about our overtime pay. So the next thing we're talking about is piecework. And I don't, when I was maybe in high school, I think I did a job once where I had to, I was putting like folders together for an office, and he paid me per item that I did. So that might be something, like I said, like production worker, like if you work in a factory, you know, how many tables you assemble or something like that. So the piecework rate is figured out by taking your gross earnings come from. So remember, gross earnings are your total. So that's before taxes or anything like that. It's the pay per item times how many you produced. So if you get paid, 10 cents an item, you multiply that by how many you did. So like this first problem, it says the production workers paid 58 cents for assembling a ceiling lamp, $1.23 for a ceiling fan, and 86 cents for a box fan. And these are the different things he did, and then we kind of put that all together. And I don't know if this is even reasonable or if it's impossible, I don't know. But these are the numbers we have, so we'll just work with it. So our ceiling lamps are here. So 58 cents times each lamp. The fan, $1.23 for each one. And then our box fans, 86 cents. So we do that multiplication of each of those and then add them up. And maybe if you have your choice, you're like, oh, I got more money for this and I'm good at it, I can do a lot of them, maybe you can choose that, I don't know. And then we add those all up. And so that will give us our total. Now the next one's a little bit confusing, especially because the way we count values is sometimes can be I'll show you guys in a second here. So this next one, so it says they pay welders as follows. Again, I don't know if these even make sense, so I apologize if the numbers are totally off, but 100 or 1 to 150 frames are $285. This is confusing because you shouldn't subtract that. So the number they make is 150. So for 150 frames, they get paid that much. This amount is 151 to 250. That's actually 100 that we're doing as well. If you actually count that item itself, you have to count it like that one and this last one. And then anything over that, they get paid more. So as they kind of do more and more work, they get paid more. So they tell us they did 282 frames. So the first 150, we get $2.85. But I have to take 150 off of that to see how many more are left. So I take 150 off, and I'm at 132. So 100 of those now, I have 100 more to do. I get $3.20. Take 100 off of that. I'm left with 32 frames left that I'm going to get this highest amount for. So we're breaking this up into chunks, and then when we finish, if you add this all up, you should get 282. So making sure that you're counting for that's 100 there and that's 150, that's always a little bit confusing. Oops, sorry. So we add these all up. And again, I have no idea if these amounts are good or if it's a good deal or not, so I don't know much about welding prices. All right, the next thing we're gonna go to is straight commission. That's where someone gets paid only if they sell something. So this is a scary job for me, I think, because I would be afraid to be a salesperson if I was getting only paid off of what I sell. So the gross earnings, again, your total, is going to be the commission rate as a decimal, times the sales. So this is our formula for gross earnings. However, I do want to point out your sales, if you sell a bunch and then a bunch of people return whatever you sold, you have to take those off. So your sales is the total minus the returns. So if I sold so many cars or something, but then everybody I sold to brought them back, I would not have made as much money. So we have to make sure we take that into account. So an advertising sales rep is paid 6% commission if they sell $14,680. This they don't talk about any kind of returns, so we don't have to worry about that. So 6%, remember we moved this decimal over 2 times. So our rate is 0.06. We multiply that, and so this person would earn $880 commission. Now, this sounds like a big amount of money if that's just one sale that you did, but let's say this is your sales for the whole year, not so good. So it depends on like what they're talking about there. The next one says John had sales of $38,290 in 1 month with returns of $864. So we have to take those returns off. So we don't get to count those as part of our sales. We have to get rid of those. So the total he actually ended up selling after returns is $37,426. And his commission rate is 8.5, so again, we move that decimal point over. And we're gonna multiply that. And so in 1 month, he earns $3,181.21. All right, the last one is probably what would be safer if you were a salesperson, that you actually get a fixed rate and then you also earn amount from commission. So this might be that you still make some money even if you don't sell anything. So salary plus commission. So the gross sales again, or gross amount, is the fixed like salary plus the amount from commission. So he gets $500 if he doesn't do anything. So John, or Sal here, is paid $500 regardless if he sells nothing. So $500 per week plus the 6% commission on all sales over $2,500. Oh, hang on a second. So let me move this. 6%. So since they're paying him, they want to make sure he at least sells $2,500. So he gets 6% commission on anything over $2,500. So we're going to have to do a two-step problem here. So this is what he sold. I'm going to have to take that $2,500 off of that. So this is what he can earn commission on, because he has to sell above $2,500. So he gets commission on this. So this is the our $12,362. He gets that 6% commission on that amount, but then he still gets that $500. So this would end up being over $700 in commission, but he still gets that original $500. So had he not sold this at all, he would just gotten $500. But since he sold all of that over $2,500, he ends up with $1,241.72. All right. So feel free to ask Ms. Miller if you guys have questions. Help each other out. Your homework should be on a worksheet, so ask for that once you have your notes done. Thanks so much.